Hey, Jet Setters! What's up? I'm coming on here today to explain or reintroduce myself for those of you who don't know who I am, who are fairly new to the channel, or who wasn't really there from the beginning, like when I started this channel and I was posting twice a week every week for the whole year. That was back in 2019, right before COVID, y'all. COVID really slowed this channel down. But guess what? We're about to pick it back up. I'm doing this today because I've had a lot of people, especially on Instagram, reach out to me with a bunch of questions about like who I am, what I do. Some people even told me that they were confused about my brand. Like they don't understand what it is I do. And I can see why. I understand why because I do a little bit of a lot of stuff. I am a travel agent. I'm a US Navy vet. I work in the beauty industry, or I got my certificate in the beauty industry. I am a substitute teacher. I'm a grinder, to sum it up. Like I hustle. I hustle. So I say it that, yes. So I'm also an Uber driver, a Lyft driver. I've done DoorDash, I've done Shipt, I've done Postmates. I've taught English online to Chinese students. Like you name it, I probably have tried it or heard about it or researched it or thought about trying it before. This just is a little preface before I go into the questions that I've been asked over the past few weeks, months, from different people. I wish I had a total list combined, but I'm really just going to focus on the hot topics that everybody asked me. Like I said, I just introduced, my name is Kiana Chapman. But my stage name and my YouTube name and my Instagram name, well, I got like 3 Instagrams, but my Instagram that is the most popular name is Vivid The Jetsetter. I put QC Audrey as the @ but I'm actually thinking about changing it back to Vivid The Jetsetter just because of branding and all of that stuff. So I would like you guys to call me Q or call me Vivid. It's up to you. I don't care. You can call me Kiana, but that's kind of weird because like about this many people call me that. So let's get into these questions. We're gonna start with number 1. I'm just gonna read the whole question out that was sent to me, and then I'll go back and answer it bit by bit. So this question says it's from Marie Locks Love. That's MARILOXLOVE. That's on Instagram. She says, you appear to travel quite a bit, which is fascinating. What exactly do you do? Are you an agent? Are you a content creator, travel business owner? I'm very intrigued. Also, what is your favorite travel destination you've been to? And do you enjoy filming content? That's an easy question. I kind of already just answered that. I actually didn't even talk about how me being a content creator and influencer. I don't like to call myself an influencer just because anybody can be an influencer. Everyone is an influencer in some shape, form, or fashion. That is not my focus per se, as more as I would like to be called not an influencer. And I like to inspire people. I'm an inspirer. So I do create content full time. That is what I am trying to take on as my full time profession. I'm a full time travel agent right now. My brand is QC Vacations, and I'm soon to be launching the Jet Set Academy, which is also tied into my travel brand, but it is a course and community that I'm building around that QC Vacations brand. So if you have more questions about that, feel free to drop those questions down in the description box below. I'm have 11 seats open for the class that's coming up. I'm only going to take in 11 participants at a time because I wanted to have time to sit down with each and every one of my students and help them with their branding, help them with their marketing. It's not for just travel agents. It's for anybody who wants to make money from living, like literally make money just to do the things that you're already doing, not just traveling, but the clothes that you're wearing, the products that you use, the makeup that you wear, the places that you go. All of these brands will pay you. They will pay you. You just gotta, the Bible say, You have not because you asked not. So if you're not pitching to these brands, if you're not asking, if you're not saying, hey, look at me, I am her or I am him, and I will promote your products for you. I'm a tried and true customer, or even if you're not a customer already, I love your brand and what it stands for. Let's connect and let's get some money together. And it could be from small startup brands to big Fortune 500 companies. I'm telling you, all these brands paying, and a lot of them have a budget for it. So, yes, I'm a content creator. To answer your question, I'm a travel agent, and I became a travel agent back in 2018. I kind of stopped, and then I started back full fledged this year. I was a travel agent last year. I was using the perks and benefits for myself, and just to go ahead and get content and everything. So if people do ask me questions and stuff, I can actually answer the questions for them that they have, because I didn't just want to go into everything blind. But now that I know my stuff and I can teach the people who are leaning on me to start their own travel businesses about, now I know what to tell them and how to guide them to get to the right person to ask the question to if I can't help them with their question. And travel business owner. Yes, so that's the same thing as the agent thing. So with my company, I use their credentials, and I am a independent contractor under them. So with my company, you can start your own travel business using their credentials, because look up what an IATA number is, IATA, and look up how much that costs to get. And if you start your own travel business from scratch, first of all, you're going to come out of pocket a lot of money. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars. And also, you have to build clientele from the ground up. Or, like I said, you have to pitch to these Fortune 500 brands, Hilton, Marriott, such as so forth and so on, so you can get started and get your ball rolling. So, to avoid having to go through all that stress and turmoil from the jump, I just went ahead and partnered with this company and started my own travel business that way. And there was more questions. Let me read this next paragraph. Good evening, girl. I want to ask, what made you get into traveling as much as you do? And with you being in travel, how often you be in the travel industry, how often do I do it? I travel every single month. Every single month I travel. Either it's a staycation, a road trip to Miami, because I live in Orlando, Florida, the greater Orlando, Florida area. So I can drive to Miami, I can drive to Tampa, I can drive to Daytona. I just went on a cruise last week. This week, my girls are coming into town, and we're going out in Orlando. I stay in Orlando, but I don't stay downtown Orlando. So Orlando has so much to do. It's like a tourist capital of the world. So, Disney's here, Universal's here. I travel, I should say every single week, basically every single week. Every single month, I do like a big trip, but every single week, I'm doing something in the travel industry, getting some content, meeting some new people, going on an actual trip or planning a trip or doing something like that. How did I get into it? Honestly, I've always loved to travel. When I was growing up, my parents and I and my sister, we always went on like a family vacation. As far as I can remember, almost like every year, even if it was something small, we always went somewhere. And then I joined the military partially because I wanted to travel. I wanted to get away from my small hometown, which is Selma, Alabama. I left there at 18. Didn't turn back. I lived in Chicago. I lived in San Diego. I lived in Japan, Yokosuka, Japan. I lived in Lakehurst, New Jersey for like a month or two. That's where I tore my ACL. Oh, I actually tore my ACL in Philly, but we're not gonna talk about that workout session. Lakehurst, New Jersey, I lived in, and then I ended up moving from Japan to Jacksonville, Florida, which is why I'm still here in Florida right now. So, long story short, I've always loved traveling. I joined the military to travel. When I was in the military, I went to Korea and I went to Guam. Yeah, and it was kind of cut short. So, Yeah. So after I got out the military, I became a flight attendant. I was a flight attendant for a good 6 months. And then I decided to leave that company and I became a travel agent like right after that. Like actually I was a travel agent before, but I wasn't really taking advantage of my travel agent perks because I was a flight attendant. So after I left that company, um, I went to college because it was COVID. COVID came, it was 2019. COVID came in 2020, 2020. I actually did it was supposed to be my 50 states challenge. I was doing the 50 state challenge. If you look back on this channel, like back, I'll actually link the video for my 50 state challenge down below. I did all the countries, all the states on the west coast of the US back to back to back to back to back to back to back without coming back home to Orlando. I started with Las Vegas, then I went to San Diego where my friend lives at. Then I went to Boise, Idaho, Salt Lake City, Utah. I went to Seattle, Washington. I did it back to back, y'all. The only state that I didn't go to, or two states, I guess, that I would consider on that side are New Mexico and Missouri. Those are the only two. that was in March of 2020. So I got stuck. My last state was Wyoming. And COVID canceled my flight to come back to Orlando. So I ended up taking a Greyhound from Wyoming all the way across the country, all the way down to Alabama, where I'm originally from. And I was there for a good 2 or 3 months. Worked at McDonald's during COVID. Inside was closed. That was a fun experience for me. I ain't gonna lie, because really, I was just there to get out the house because y'all know COVID was a time, and my family was still working because they worked in the healthcare industry and they worked in jobs where their jobs didn't close down. So I didn't want to be sitting in the house all lonely by myself the whole time. So that's what happened. Like that is where this travel thing like really began. That's why this channel began, and then it just kept going from there. Like I haven't stopped. And her next question was, she told me a little bit about herself, about being a freelancer. I'm not a photographer. I do have photographer friends, but I am a freelancer and I make money on Amazon. I make money on Instagram. I make money on YouTube. I make money not on Facebook yet or TikTok yet, but I'm working on it. I make money a lot of ways. And travel is one of them. So if you're traveling, and it only makes sense to make money off of what you're doing anyway. That's what my mission is, to teach people how to make money off the stuff that they are already doing, buying. I'm a couponer. I coupon a lot. I coupon a lot. I won't say cheap, but I like to be picky with my money and how I spend it. Because if I can get the same thing that you got, or the same thing that I see here at this store for a price that's significantly lower, then why wouldn't I? I have time. So that's where the time freedom comes in. Like some people rush to get stuff or rush to buy stuff or rush because they don't think they have the time, or they're not willing to make the time. But if you have the time and you can make money off the things you're doing already anyway. But that's to sum it up. That answers all of your questions, I believe. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate. Drop them down in the comment box below. I'm going to be trying to go live at least 3 times a week. I was going to say every single day, at least 3 times a week. This is my second time going live this week, right? So yeah, got one more time, and then yeah. But bye, y'all. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, my email is down below. I believe my business phone number is down below as well. So hit me up. Bye.